Hello. Today we are going to be recognizing autumn equinox. So today's intention is to be thankful. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to day 39 of our Intentions Instead of Resolutions yoga. And today is the 20th, and autumn equinox is on Monday, the 22nd. So hopefully this practice will give you the tools to reflect on this past spring and summer and be thankful for everything that was harvested during that season, and also be prepared for facing the fall and the winter and having the tools to be introspective and to be able to reflect on your life and different things that have happened and will happen. And the way we're going to begin today's practice is going to be with alternate nostril breathing. And what that means is we're going to use our fingers to close one nostril while we breathe in through the other, and then we'll switch and breathe out through the alternate nostril. And while we do this, we're going to be breathing nice and slow, but you want to breathe in deeply and really empty your lungs as you breathe out. And you can close your eyes while we do this. It'll have a calming effect on us. So we're going to start by placing our ring finger on our left nostril and breathing in through the right. So breathe in deeply. Now hold your breath at the top. Switch to your thumb on your right nostril and then breathe out. Breathe in through that left nostril. Hold at the top, switch, and breathe out. Breathe in through the right. Hold, switch, and breathe out. Breathe in through that left nostril. Hold, switch, and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Hold at the top, switch, and breathe out through the left. That should leave you feeling really zen. Now what we're going to do is we're going to extend our legs out, sitting up nice and straight. This is our staff pose. You can have your hands on the mat on either side of your hips. Then we're going to take our hands and reach up and fold our stomachs over our thighs. Now you can also have your legs bent a little bit, and you can reach for your toes, the side of your feet, or your ankles. Now I'm going to straighten my legs and hold on my toes, and you can breathe in and look forward and breathe out as you fold in. Take a deep breath while we're here and breathe out. Then one more time, breathe in and out. Now from center, rise up. So that will engage your abdominal wall to take less or to put less stress on your back as you're rising up. Now we're going to cross our ankles and come through and then put one foot back and then the other into plank pose. And you really want to reach back with your ankles, have a little buoyancy in your elbows and a doming effect in your back. And then as we breathe out, we're going to go to down dog. Get comfortable. This is a resting posture. You can step it out a little bit. And what we're going to do with our first breath in is we're going to reach up with our left foot. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring it up to the front into a low lunge. Now, we're not going to be here long. We're going to put our right foot flat on the mat with your toes pointing off to the corner, the opposite corner. And then we're going to, from center, we're going to rise up into warrior one. Now, in warrior one, you want to try to keep your hips square and facing the front of your room. Then we're going to breathe in as we shift to warrior two. Breathe out as we reach back, peaceful warrior. Now you want to keep a deep bend in that front knee. Then we're going to cartwheel back to a low lunge. Place the right hand on the mat and then lift up with your left hand. Then place it back on the mat. And now we're going to bring that right foot halfway up and try to have it flat on the mat. This is a difficult posture to hold. So if you need to have a slight bend in that front knee, that's fine. But try to have that right foot flat on the mat. Pyramid pose. Then we can take our hands and place them on our waist. Really reach back with your shoulder blades and then rise up halfway. Then we're going to breathe out and release it. Step up to forward fold. And then we're going to, with our hands on the mat, we're going to reach over to the left. Come back through center, kind of like you're just on a beach, running your fingers through the sand. Over to the right, back to center, over to the left. We're getting really good stretch in our hamstrings and in our lower back. Back to center and over to the right. Now we're going to step back with that left foot into a low lunge. Then we're going to step back with the right foot right into that down dog again. You can step it out. Maybe have a wide dog so that your hands are far apart. Then we're going to breathe in and rise or raise that right leg. Then bring it forward back into a low lunge. Then we're going to shift on that left foot. We're going to go into warrior one like we did on the other side. So from center, squeezing your thighs to the center line, rise up to warrior one. Try to have those hips facing forward and a deep bend in that front knee. Then cartwheeling your arms and opening up to warrior two. And then keeping a bend in that front knee, we're going to reach up and back with that right hand. Peaceful warrior. Then cartwheeling back down to that low lunge, placing the left hand on the mat, and then reaching up to the sky with that right hand. And then lowering that hand. Now we're going to go back into the pyramid posture, but on this side. So bring that left foot up halfway. Try to keep both legs nice and straight. For balance or for joint issues that you might be suffering from, you can have a slight bend in that front knee. Then engage the abdominal wall. Place your hands on your waist. Squeeze your shoulders to the center. And then rise up halfway to flat back. Then we can lower, step that left foot up, back to our forward fold. And we're going to do the same thing with our hands. We're going to get a good stretch by reaching over to the left, back to center, over to the right, and back to center. And one more time to both sides, first to the left, back to center. You can try to reach a little bit farther back this last time as we go to the right, and then back to center. Now we're going to sweep our hands up and overhead and bring our hands together and bring them down to our heart in prayer position. Now we're going to do a little tree pose. So in autumn, my favorite part are all the colors. I love living where I do because the colors are fabulous during the autumn. If you live in the South and you don't get all the colors, I really feel bad for you. Now with tree pose, and this will be a little bit difficult for me with my left knee because it's still a little stiff, but I tried it earlier and it went okay. But we're going to start by doing tree with our right leg. So you want to shift all of your weight to your left foot. Try not to have like a dip in the knee like this. Or in your hips. You want to keep your hips nice and square. But we're going to raise that right foot off of the mat and then lift that leg as if it's attached to a string and it's being pulled up. So you do not want your hips to shift in space. You want them to stay as if both feet are still on the mat. You'll be able to hold your balance if you focus on something out in front of you. It's a drishti that helps you to ignore everything else that's going on around you. So that way you can maintain your balance a little bit better. Now, the next time that our knee is up in the air, grab your ankle, bring that foot up to the inner thigh of the left leg, and now we're in tree pose. Now, however long you hold this is entirely up to you. If you fall, don't worry, just grab that foot and come back to tree. Then reach your hands up and overhead. I'm rocking back and forth quite a bit. It's natural. It's a tough pose to hold. I'm going to focus on my drishti. Bring your hands up over your head or your hands to your heart, or you can keep your hands on your waist. Now we're going to lower that right foot, shake it out. It's a lot of stress on the standing leg and the ankle. And as you get older, it gets a little bit worse. But we can always continue to still do certain things with yoga that will help our joints feel better. Now we're shifting all of our weight to the right foot. Lift that left foot off the floor, starting with the heel. And as if that left knee is attached to a string, bring that foot up and down a couple of times. Then in order to establish your balance, you can hold it here for a few extra seconds and then lower it. And then the next time I might have to do a low tree, and I'll show you how that works. But I'm going to try grabbing my left ankle and bringing, and if you notice, my foot doesn't come quite as high as the right foot, but it's also good because it's not on the knee joint. Now, you can also have your foot at your calf. I should have shown you that with the first tree. Or you can just have your foot on the floor with your heel against above your right ankle. But eventually you want to try to get it up off the floor because it's incredibly important to increase our ability to balance as we get older. So reaching down, and of course I'm going to lose my balance now. There we go. That would be a situation where gripping the mat with your toes is a good thing because it'll help you maintain your balance. Now, once you're in tree, you don't want to do that. Now, again, you can have your hands at your ankle. You can have them in front of your heart in prayer position, or you can reach up and overhead with your arms up like a tree. And again, if you fall like I did, just come right back up to it. And now lower that left foot and shake it out. Now we're going to go straight to flat back. And because of all that balance work and the leg muscles, we're going to do some really good stretches to help relieve any discomfort that you might be feeling. We're going to start with our legs out in front of us, and then reaching forward. You can have your hands together, you can have them apart, you can point your toes or have them flexed. We're going to roll nice and slow to our backs. Then hug those knees to your chest. Roll back and forth a little bit. Should feel really good after standing in tree for a little bit. Now we're going to release our feet to the mat and have your feet on the width of your mat and have your knees just fall to the center. So this is a good resting pose that takes any stress that you might be feeling in your legs and just, it'll go away. You don't want to be gripping anything. You just want to have your legs just let gravity pull them together. And then once we sit like this for a few breaths, we're going to take a deep breath in and out. In and out. Now we're going to windshield wiper our legs. So we're going to start by keeping our feet wide as the mat. We're going to start with the right leg going out and the left knee coming in. So we're getting an outer rotation in the right hip and inner rotation on the left hip. And then we're going to switch and go to the other side. Now you can have your hands on your stomach while you do this, or you can have them on the floor, but we're going to roll back and forth. So one more time to the left, one more time to the right. And this time we're going to take our right foot and place it on top of the left thigh. So you can be really high up, or you can be closer to the knee. Just try to avoid the knee joint. Then we'll release and go over to the left and allow the left foot to rest on the right thigh. Should be getting a really good stretch in the front of your hips. Then we're going to stretch out Our legs out straight and our arms off to the side. We're going to relax every muscle and end this practice in Shavasana. So allow your feet to just fall to the side. Have your hands with your palms facing up. Try not to grip anywhere. So you don't want to grip with your toes or any muscles in your legs or your hands. Now, if it's hard for you to lay still like this, you can just rub your fingertips, and that'll help get any antsy feelings that you might have out a little bit. But then once you've done that for a few seconds, try to just allow your hands to rest. We'll take a deep breath in and out. So we're heading into the fall, my favorite time of year. So I hope that all of these practices so far this year have helped to make yoga part of your, if not your daily life, at least your weekly life. And hopefully it will bring you better health and better mobility. So I'll see you again next week. Bye.